Hello, everybody, wherever you may be, from coast to coast and sea to shining sea. Welcome to the world's radio show, Ham Radio Live. Thank you so much for coming. Today is the 26th day of July 2021. Still some nice summertime conditions out there in the Northern Hemisphere. Going to be a good show today. I hope you enjoy it. The folks that are on the technician or the foundation license, a little bit of questions to help you maybe license your way up to the intermediate or general on today's show. Plus, we'll have a new product, first ones on YouTube, to get the brand new Alpha Antenna Hextana, which is a VHF, UHF, and HF portable antenna. This thing is absolutely a wizard in a bag. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I say welcome back. Third time's charm. Here we go. All right. So, folks, the whole idea is to get you in amateur radio with some great products as well as some help. We try to get people into the hobby as well as licensed up. And we try to do so by bringing some good people to help you to know about some good products. Well, those people's coming up on the 14th of August. His name is Steve Deans. He's the owner and the actual founder of Alpha Antennas. Steve will be here to take all your questions, help you learn about maybe which Alpha Antenna product could help you. He'll also be talking about the new Alpha Hextana antenna, which we have. We're the first ones on YouTube to get it, and we're going to talk about it today, give you a brief overview of it. But the whole purpose that we're here is to help you get into amateur radio. That's it. Really, we want to help you do it. Maybe you have sat around for a long time DXing radio and you've been interested in it, but just don't know where to start. Well, here's how. Contact any one of these radio groups, let them know where you are, and then they'll find a radio club that's near you that you can contact, ask questions of, and see if it may be for you, and then they can help you maybe get your license as well. It's a pretty cool thing. First of all, the American Radio Relay League can be found at www.arrl.org. Remember, hit the Contact Us bar and fill it out. In Great Britain, the Radio Society of Great Britain is there at www.rsgb.org. Great group down there, and they will help you if you would like to get your ham radio license. If you're over in Canada, the Radio Amateurs of Canada is a great organization. Tell them where you're at. They'll bring your radio club nearby you. Contact them and let them know where you're at. They'll help you to get your ham radio license. In Japan, the Japan Amateur Radio League has been around for decades, and they are great at what they do. Find them online at www.jarl.org. And for our mates in Australia, the Wireless Institute of Australia can be found at www.wia.org. If you would like to hit the show up with an email suggestion, maybe a question, perhaps you'd like to know about a product. I get a ton of questions about products, different products and what radio versus what radio and all that. Go ahead, hit me up at the email address for the show, which is cqhamradiolive@gmail.com. Happy to answer those. And if you'd like to help the channel in its mission to help bring people into ham radio, find me on PayPal at proburbs356@me.com, or you can hit us up on Patreon at Ham Radio Live. Welcome to today's show, the 26th of July. It's a good day. For those that know, okay, and I don't want to go too long in this because this show will be on replay, and then people are going to go, what's so funny? This is the third cut. I've been waiting for a call. My brother has cancer. He's mentally disabled, and I take care of him. He's really my best buddy in life. And the doctor, we're waiting for the doctor to call so we can get the results of his last PET scan, which was a week ago today. I was supposed to call today. Well, literally, since we started the show, they keep calling. So this is the third cut of the show, and we're literally just about to go get crazy. You know what I mean?
We're running out of time.
Yeah, really.
Surely there must be something you can do.
I'm doing everything I can. And stop calling me Shirley.
Exactly. So that's the joke. That's what's going on. Okay. Rod Clare in Salem, Oregon, Kilo 7, Lima Alpha Papa. Welcome to the show, brother. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Kevin, Mike 0, M. Charlie Lima from Great Britain. It's good to see you. Hello, Ishmael from Dominica. Juliet 7-2, India. Mike Sierra is here. Good to see all of you wherever you may be. Let's get into the news first. Stations to celebrate the 4th anniversary of FT8. Can you believe it? 4 years. Wow. Many stations are taken to the airwaves August 2nd to the 15th to celebrate the 4th anniversary of FT8. All stations are going to use call signs with these suffixes, okay? It's easier just to say the suffixes than to just kind of, say it afterwards. Fox Tango Delta Mike Charlie or Fox Tango Delta Mike will be in the suffix, okay? So the activity is going to celebrate also the second anniversary of FT8. So fourth anniversary of FT8, and it also does the second anniversary of FT8 Digital Mode Club. All right. Logs will be uploaded to Logbook of the World and EQSL. QSL cards even going to be available. Stations planning to participate include Ford Juliet 8, FTDM, Oscar Zulu 8, Foxtrot Tango Delta Mike Charlie, Robert Oscar 3, FTDM, 9 Kilo 8, FTDMC, Alpha 60, FTDMC, Delta Queen 8, FTDMC, Golf Bravo 0, DMC, Hotel Zulu 8, Fox Tango DMC, and many others. A certificate, the reason I'm giving those, because a certificate is going to be available for bronze, silver, gold, and platinum levels if you can work them. Thanks to the Daily DX for that information. Yep. Kind of like, the Olympics are going on right now. So get your medals, for working those stations. It's kind of a neat thing, right? ARRL annual report's available now to download. Find this on the ARRL download page. Simple. It just talks about their current state, what's going on with the American Radio Relay League, how the year went financially and all that. Find that online. It's been posted and available for download. Radcom Basics, July 2021 edition's out right now from the RSGB. In this edition, you can read about split frequency operation and more on logging and e-log, amongst other subjects. That information can be found right there in the RSGB website. Cornwell, doing that antenna build-off. I'll talk about this every show because it's such a neat event. It really is. Callum Golf 5 XDX, with the support of local stations and also sponsored by PJ Box, are having a great antenna build-off where people can share information, ideas about antennas, plus buy and sell some too. This is a great event. It really is. If you'd like more information on it, go to the RSGB website and you'll see the news article. It's a great opportunity for you to spend some summer fun with your mates and, work on some antennas. Speaking of the RSGB, new full course is going to be distance learning coming up. So on your internet, you can help to get your full license this fall. This is a great opportunity. It's going to start the end of August, going to run through December, but you need to sign up here until August 4th, I should say, this year. You'll have a chance to have access to one of the remote tutors who's going to provide feedback for you, plus additional guidance. Students are going to receive weekly work packages via a virtual classroom and have access to weekly online tutorials. For those who would like to license up and get that full license, this is a great opportunity. The NRC net to close. Yep, it's unfortunate. As life returns, the RSGB reports to a degree of normality, some degree of normality, at least in most places. The regular weekday National Radio Center net will cease. Instead, at 10:30 p.m. on 3737 megahertz, an informal gathering will take place for those that want to call in and have a QSO. The RSGB would like to thank Nigel Golf 4 Romeo Whiskey India, who ran the NRC 80-meter net every day in 2020 and on weekdays throughout 2021. There were over 400 nets with hundreds of callers and thousands of QSOs. Good work, Nigel. Wow, that's serious. Think about the degree of just, dedication to do something like that. That's fantastic. RSGB's got some great stuff in the ARL as well. And we've got a way for you to, if you've got maybe the beginning license in the US or the UK today, to help with questions to license up. First of all, before we do that, a few people said hello to, doesn't Don Bush, one of those people. Hi, Don. Whiskey Alpha 2, Tango Papa uniform. He loves his antennas. He's a QRP guy, and we love him. Thanks for being here, Don. It's a big house today. People from all over the world. Maybe Glenn will join us back from Australia. He was here, I think, the first show. And then the phone calls start happening. It's the way it goes. Let's get into the forecast today. A1A. Now, when I show this to you, the reason I show it to you is because we're looking for bright spots. And as you can see, there's not a lot of them here. You see, there's those two areas that really have a little bit of shine to them, right? sunspots. We're looking for a lot of them. That helps to bring up the solar number. As you can see from this scan of the sun, the A1A, it doesn't look very bright. Here's solar flare information since Sunday, all right? Actually, since Saturday. There was two C-class flares. One almost went M-class at the very beginning of Saturday morning, and then it just leveled right out, stayed down. We've got a very stable solar condition right now. Same with the K-index. The K-index has been very, very low. For the most part, K1 or K0, meaning your noise floors around the world should be on 20 meters, somewhere around S2 to S2.5. It's not going to be loud. 40 meters in the north, naturally loud, just because it's summertime. A lot of electrical energy in the air, energy in the air, so you're going to have a little bit of a higher noise in the background. But noise floors down because the K-index is down. Current conditions, 81 for an SFI. See the solar number at 24. That corresponds to this A1A. You see, there's not many bright spots there. That's why you only see a solar number of 24. K-index at 0. That is just totally quiet. That is inactive. A is 3. We've got a solar wind, really low, 323.9 kilometers per second. The 6, 4, and 2 meter E-skip today looks like it's closed. You got an EME degree of fair, and I think we can do better than what the predictions are here for the forecast. Let's take a look at that. Ham and shortwave forecast for today. First of all, daytime ham, I think you can get to 15. I think there'll be some 15 openings. There were earlier today throughout the world. I think we've still got a shot at it. So 20, 17, and 15 for voice. Data 30 through 2. Nighttime handband openings 160, 80, 75, 60, 40, and 30. Plus 100% chance on 20. Open till about midnight your time. Should be brilliant. Shortwave bands during the day 31, 25, 22, and 19. Your nighttime shortwave bands 120, 90, 75, 60, 49, 41, 31, 25, 22, and 19 meters past, just past midnight there on 19 meters, but it's good to have it back here in the summertime, really has. Your MUFs around the world, just to give you this so you know, Alaska 17.71, Boulder's at 18.22, so we're supporting 17 meters, but look at Peru, 21.36, right? Athens earlier was over 23 megahertz. So I believe with these MUF numbers, I believe you probably have a chance at 15 meters today. That's why I'm saying, boys, 15. It could happen, and I believe maybe you'll get it. Trivia question. We haven't forgotten you. Trivia question for today. In what the heck is a lid? Okay, we're not talking about the President of the United States. All right. Sorry. What in ham lingo is a lid? We're getting some water. Sorry, guys. So ham radio, we got some lingo, little things, and people will call it a lid. What does it mean? A bad or inconsiderate operator. B, light intensifying diode. C, an antenna made out of bottle caps. Or D, a limited incline dipole. A, B, C, or D? Hit me up. Right now, North America with 9, Europe with 7. Whoever gets it right, we'll let you know. There you go. It's a beautiful Monday. How are you, everybody? Good to see you. Look at this. We got Ishmael. So good news. I have good news here, Larry. Good news. We need good news music for that. All right. Check out my YouTube. I just spoke to Northern Ireland, Hungary, Italy. I heard them 5'9". They heard me 5'9", 5'6", 5'7", 5'8" on 20 meters at 14,247. Ishmael's 17-year-old ham. That's his first big stuff. Good job, Ish. Congratulations, man. I'm proud of you. That's great. Good. What a great accomplishment. We're all very proud of you, man. That's great stuff. ICOM America, for the love of ham radio. My goodness. What an honor. Thank you. Our forecast, we say a lot, powered by ICOM. And the reason why is because ICOM is just, they've done some good things for me personally in terms of their kindness in allowing Ray Novak to come on. And as well as just how much they're different than so many other radio manufacturers. They stand out. They do care about customer service. And they've been very, very good to me, I can tell you. I'm very honored to have you. Thank you for being here, ICOM. God bless you, man. That's cool. That's pretty sweet. VK Radio is here. Hello, Radio Ham from the South. Good day to you, mate. VK Radio Ham is in the house. Welcome. We got our third continent now. That's nice. That's nice. I don't have icon here. That's pretty sweet. Wow. All right. So first in the house, Ish from Dominica. He says A is the answer for the trivia question, which would be a bad or inconsiderate operator. Ishmael nailed it. Look at that. A bad or inconsiderate operator. That's what a lid is. Yep. And then what you do is you get the wolfang out and you just beat the crud out of them, and that's the end of that, right? Just beat the crud out of them. Yeah, 121 gigawatts until you get your 1.21 gigawatts out of them. That's it, right?
1.21 gigawatts.
And you've got it done. Okay, so congratulations, Ishmael. That's 2 for the Caribbean, unless you want to go North America or Europe, whatever you want to do. But seriously, that's awesome, man. He's got 2 of them on his own. That's great. Good job, Ish. That's great. All right. We got a good show for you today. A lot of folks guessing A. Thank you. Kevin in the UK with A. Don with A. ICOM's got an A. Glenn Stevenson back from the UK. It's good to see you. From VK. Sorry. VK. Glenn, good to see you, man. Good to see you back. All right. So let's take a look, and we're going to give you guys some information about licensing up. And this is to help folks because I get a lot of stuff. And one of the things I got, let me show you real quick. This is from Michael Starr, and he's out of Louisiana. He sent me a great letter. I read it on the show a while back, and he's licensing up. He's studying for his general license, which is really cool. And one of the things we do on the channel, we try and help with trivia. We also do little, test questions. So anyway, he sends me this from Louisiana. He says, one for you and one for a friend. Okay, now Mike is a gentleman who worked for the Red Cross. He did a lot of emergency comms. He is a very special guy. And he told me one time what the shows mean to him. And I am so humbled by that, Mike. I really am. He sent me 2 of these. Look at this. This is amateur radio, weather emergency communication patches. There's 2 of them. And so we'll figure out a way to give one of these away to a lucky viewer here in the next week. Okay. So keep watching the shows. We'll figure out a way to do it. And thanks to Mike Starr for that. That's cool. That's so cool. Mike, thank you. Wow. Take a look. That's pretty sweet. Mike was in the Red Cross. Mike was an emergency, like a paramedic. That's what he did. Then he had a stroke and he nearly died, literally nearly died. He's working really hard at ham radio to get his studies back. So that's why we're making sure to do general questions for him today. So we're honored to be here to help with that. Let's get that going right now because I know Mike and others are waiting. We'll start with the UK today. Try and help you license up from foundation to the intermediate license. Okay, so these are questions on the test in the UK to help you guys get licensed up. All right, first question today for all of you guys that are hopefully trying to get more web pages. Sorry, web pages, more license frequencies. Sorry, I'm trying to get something to jump on the screen and won't do it. And I'm like, web pages? Sorry. Next first questions. All right. Whew, it's Monday. There you go. All right. Number 1 question. A radio signal that is amplitude modulated contains, okay, this is good for US and UK amateurs. This is really good. Okay. Amplitude modulation, bologna sandwich. We talked about it a million times. Bologna is your carrier. Your bread is the sidebands. Okay. So if you have a bologna sandwich, right? If you have the bread, that's your sidebands on each side, upper and lower sideband. Carrier's in the middle. That's your bologna. So AM's going to have carrier and upper and lower sideband. Just remember that. Use the bologna sandwich illustration. You'll always remember what AM is, okay? Next question. Capacitors allow alternating current to pass. And the answer is the last one, by continually charging and discharging. Remember that capacitors store energy and then release it, and then store it and release it. That's what they do. Capacitors are there to help us to always have a stable supply of voltage. That's it. Next, on the UK, and this is the intermediate license in the UK. Which of the following statements about light-emitting diodes, also known as LEDs, is not true? Is it A, made from a material that produces light when a direct current is passed? No, that's true. Is it an LED has to be connected the right way around? Well, that's true. Is it more reliable than a light bulb and uses less current? Well, that's true. Remember, we're looking for something that's not true, okay? Or is it D, a resistor should be placed in parallel with the LED to limit the current through it? That is not true. So those first three are right about LEDs. Remember to look carefully at the question itself. Okay, the question itself can really make a difference in you getting the question right or wrong. But understanding the question itself is so important. Read carefully what you're looking at and know that there's no pressure, right? Take the pressure off yourself and just slowly read. Next question. Which of the following statements is correct? So this one's not looking for a wrong answer. It wants the right one. Again, this is the UK intermediate. The resonant frequency of an LC tuned circuit in a variable frequency oscillator, VFO, sets the frequency of oscillation. That is the correct answer. Okay, the rest of them are not. Okay, the resonant frequency of an LC tuned circuit, when you turn a VFO, you're essentially changing the resonant frequency inside the VFO. The LC tuned circuit helps to set that frequency up for you when you are tuning your ham radio. That's how it works. So the following statement is correct. That one is correct, okay? The rest of them are not. When you look at the one that says the output frequency of a VFO is set by adjusting the low-pass filter, run like crazy because that is definitely not the right answer, okay? Next up on the UK. And again, this is the intermediate or the mid-level license for the United Kingdom. You want to undertake some repairs on a valve radio. And for those in the US, valve might be confusing. Valve means tubes, okay? So a tube radio. You've been experimenting with it, all right? You unplug the radio from the mains. Mains means the power supply, okay? Here we call them power supplies, just different terminology. So you unplug it and you carefully remove the casing. Before touching any components, it is important that you should what? Now, okay, the four answers given. Let's go over this because this is safety, and this is really important. A, put one hand behind your back. No. D, disconnect the antenna. This has nothing to do with the antenna. This is about voltage, okay? Your antenna has zero to do with this. C, carefully make sure that any large capacitors are fully discharged. That is the right answer. D, allow the radio to cool down. No, makes no sense. You're talking about getting rid of voltage here. You're not talking about getting rid of, taking the antenna offline or letting the radio cool down. None of that makes any sense at all. You're trying to avoid getting hurt. Okay? That's the main thing. Next questions. On the UK, this is the intermediate. The ability of a capacitor to store charge depends upon A, the area of the plates and their separation. Now, you don't see the plates inside. You don't see them typically. So because there's a can that covers it, right? You don't see them. It is not the size of the container. Keep that in mind. It's not whether AC or DC voltage is applied, and it's not the number of turns of wire inside the capacitor. No. It's the size, it's the area of the plates and their separation. That is the ability of a capacitor to store charge, okay? Next, which of the following modes would not normally be generated by using a personal computer and appropriate interface? All right, now, before we go any further, let me just say that this is something that's one of those not questions, okay? So remember, one of these things would not normally do this. However, we all know that there are some programs out there that will help you do this, okay? So this is kind of one of them weird questions that isn't necessarily right, but it's the right answer, okay? The answer of the following modes, the four given, CW, RTTY, which is radio teletype, slow scan TV, or packet radio, okay? In this case, the answer to which of the following modes would not normally be generated by using a personal computer and appropriate interface, they believe is CW. Okay, now, don't kill me. I'm just telling you the right answer, and what they have is the right answer. We know that there are computer programs that do this, but this is, again, it's kind of prefaced. It says not normally be generated by using a personal computer, okay? So don't kill the messenger here. I'm just reading you the question. All right. Next question is on the UK. This is the intermediate exam to get you up quite a bit in power as well as in your frequencies in the United Kingdom. This is kind of cool. The correct angle for a ladder, and this just has to do with safety, is 4:1, height to base. Okay, so height 4, so 4 units to base 1, so 4:1. When you have that, think of it like a triangle. Your tower is up, your ladder's going up to your tower, and then the other part of your ladder hits the ground. Okay, there should be 4 units, if possible, to 1 here, height to base. That's it. Next question. If a fundamental frequency of an oscillator is 4 megahertz, the third harmonic will occur simple. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay? You'll get these right. 3 times 4 is 12. Yep, exactly. Ladder questions. Yep, that is definitely, this is the UK, and it's just different, but that's the way it is. So, yeah, ladder questions. It's on there. No joke. Yep. So remember, 4:1 the ladder, correct fundamental frequency. Okay, the fundamental frequency of an oscillator let's repeat that because I don't want to mess up. All right. If the fundamental frequency of an oscillator is 4 megahertz, the third harmonic will occur 4 megahertz times 3. Okay? Think about that. We're talking about the third harmonic. 3 times 4 is 12. That's why it's 12 megahertz. Simple. You can pass these. The thing is, so many people don't go and try and do it, and that stops them from doing it. Okay? Here's your last 2. Which mode of transmission occupies least bandwidth and which the most bandwidth? Of these 4, now the 4 given, CW and FM respectively, data and AM respectively, single sidebanded AM respectively, or AM and FM respectively, clearly CW and FM respectively are the right answer. Now, a close second is data and AM, but because FM takes clearly a lot more bandwidth than AM, there's your answer. So CW and AM respectively are the big difference. Last question, UK intermediate. Which of the following is likely to have the biggest inductance? Okay, is it 10 turns of wire round a lead pencil, or a 2200 picofarad capacitor? Is it 1,000 turns of wire on a ferrite rod, or is it a 10-turn coil operating at its resonant frequency? Okay, and I said picofarad. Should be, microfarad, sorry. Your resonant frequency has nothing to do with this. Don't even worry about that. It has 0 to do. 1,000 turns of wire on a ferrite rod will have the biggest inductance. Okay, it has the most surface of wire, and it's going around the ferrite rod. So 1,000 turns is a lot. It's going to create a lot of inductance because of the amount of turns. That's the main answer. So that's why it's 1,000 turns. Okay, so now you are halfway through to the intermediate license, and hopefully something helped you there. My hope is that it did. Let's get to the U.S. Happy Monday, everybody. It's good to see you. All right, let's get to the general. This is the general license in the United States. This is the first question for the general license. People coming from the technician, here's how. All right, first 2. By the way, on show 250, I'll go into, and I hated to do the show. It's something I didn't want to do because I don't want it to be about myself. I'm not that kind of person, but it will help people, I think. I want to talk to you about how I passed all 3 licenses in the same sitting, and it wasn't by memorizing. Don't go there. You can't do that. Not to those. Not to get, an extra license. You can't memorize that much. So I'll show you how I did it. I'll explain how, you may be helped by it. Hopefully it'll help you. But today we're talking just the general. First question. Which of the following is a reason not to use wire round resistors in an RF circuit? All right. The answer is the resistor's inductance could make circuit performance unpredictable. Okay, so you don't want to worry about, the whole point is you don't want to use wire round resistors into an RF circuit, because what happens is you can have a lot of problems with the circuit performance working and staying working. That's the whole point. Okay, we want our stuff to work and not keep breaking down. So that's the reason. Next question. What is the main reason to use keyed connectors instead of non-keyed types? A good example of this is our Anderson power poles. Really? Okay. The reason why, they reduce the chance of incorrect mating. Anderson power poles do this every time, right? White and black. You got your red and black. You got your red and black connectors. They connect perfectly every time. You can't mistake them. They won't go backwards. Keyed connectors reduce the chance of incorrect mating. So whenever you're using or you see the word keyed connectors versus non-keyed types, remember the whole purpose of it is to make sure that they will connect properly. That's the whole point. You want them to connect properly so you can use them and not have a problem. Okay, next question. What is the RMS voltage across a 500-turn secondary winding in a transformer if the 2200-turn primary is connected to 120 volts AC? The answer is 26.7 volts. Okay? 26.7 volts. And the whole point of going through all this, and my father-in-law was one of them, I was the second one, that said, why do I care? Seriously, why do I care? I'm not a person that's going to do this. I'm going to buy a product that already has this. The reason you have to is because it's on the test. That's it. You have to know it. So understand when we get to this question, you're not talking about having to build all this stuff, but you should know the answer. Okay. And this is why a test, some kind of a test tutor will help you, whether it be a live person, someone that's maybe like in the UK, full licensing they're doing where they're giving people, online distance tutoring, right? Or, somebody through a radio club, or it could be an online study course. Going through those is a big help. And this is why I always tell you, I'm not a substitute for your study. I am hopefully a helpful person to your study, period. Just know when you see this question, 500, 2250, and 120, you're at 26.7. I'll be honest, that's how I remembered it. I remembered those numbers together. For some reason, I've been able to remember numbers together, and it works for me. Next question. Which of the following describes one method of impedance matching between two AC circuits? Impedance match. Remember, LC network, because so many ham radios use some sort of LC network to be able to make it work. Seriously, when you're using an antenna tuner, which we call them antenna tuners, are really impedance matchers. Really, they use an LC network. Many of them use an LC. Some will use a pi L, but the point is, insert an LC network between the two circuits. That's one way of having an impedance matching network between two AC circuits. Impedance matching and LC circuits go hand in hand. Okay, next question. What is the output PEP? PEP, peak envelope power. Okay, so what is the output peak envelope power of an unmodulated carrier? So there's no modulation. Okay, if an average reading watt meter connected to the transmitter output indicates 1060 watts. I'm not kidding you. This is really a question. Okay, so the answer is 1060 watts. It gives it to you. The only thing that might throw you is the word unmodulated. Okay, keep that in mind. The output peak envelope power, if the average reading on a watt meter shows 1060 watts, is 1060 watts. That's it. It doesn't change. When you're not modulating anything, it doesn't mean that, it's still not 1060 watts. It's still 1060 watts. It's just that you're not modulating. And SSB, remember, is not modulated. It only produces, a frequency carrier when you're speaking. That's it. But it's not a full carrier. It only has a signal. That's it. Next, what is the purpose of a coronal ball on an HF mobile antenna? I got to do this because all four of them are fun. Okay, first one, to narrow the operating bandwidth of the antenna. Sounds logical. Next, to increase the Q of the antenna. Sounds logical. To reduce the chance of damage if the antenna should strike an object. No. D, to reduce high voltage discharge from the tip of the antenna. That's why you got a coronal ball on these things. That's the main reason why. It also helps you pull it up and push it down. But the point is, the reason it's there, the electrical reason, is to help reduce high voltage discharge from the tip of the antenna. Okay? We've got, I think, two more. Next. Which of the following might be useful in introducing RF interference to audio frequency devices? The answer is a bypass capacitor. Yeah, a bypass capacitor can be used. It's like a filter to help you to not hear interference in your audio frequency devices because of your transmissions. bypass capacitor. Pretty cool. Next, how close to the lower edge of the 40-meter general class phone segment should your displayed carrier frequency be when using 3 kilohertz wide lower sideband? All right, remember, you're on 40 meters. That means your lower sideband. Remember, anything under 10 megahertz is lower sideband except 60 meters. That's the only exception, okay? So you're on lower sideband. Always work 3 down. That's what you go 3, count down. That's how it works. Because you're lower sideband. 3 lower. That's how I remember it. 3 lower. So take a look at the answer. A, at least 3 kilohertz above the edge of the segment. Now, why wouldn't it say B, at least 3 kilohertz below the edge of the segment? Because we're talking about lower sideband. See, lower sideband means your signal is going to transmit from, let's say you're at, 3225, okay? 3225, 3 kilohertz lower sideband. Your signal goes 3225, 3224, 3223, and 3222. Goes 3 down, okay? So you need to be at least 3 kilohertz above the edge of the segment in order to make it work. On generals, for, say, 40 meters, you want to be at 7.178. Anything lower than that, and you're outside the band plan for generals. Generals cannot transmit any lower than 7.175. Since we're talking lower sideband, you need to be at the lowest 7.178. All right, there you go. That's it. I think that's 10 both sides, right? We got 10 both sides. Good. And no phone calls. How about that? All right, we're going to tell you about a cool product. I am so jazzed about this. This is really cool. This is from Alpha Antennas. This is something called their Hextana. You're going to find out why in a moment. Now, there's a couple of ways you can get this antenna. Okay, first, let me show you this. This is really cool. Here's what it looks like on their site. Okay, so let me kind of zoom it in for you so you can see the parts. Now, it was priced at $399. There's a sale on it right now at $299. Okay, and this is what you get in the kit. You get, and you can see the little Hextana. That's where they get it from. But look at all the pieces you're getting here. You're not just getting one. This is a VHF, UHF, and HF system, and you can deploy it on the road. Plus, there's an additional Yagi directional kit for it that you can use to actually turn this antenna on a tripod, and you can work the world. Seriously, it's amazing. This thing is really cool. I've got to tell you, I'll show you what I've got because this is some amazing stuff. Here's what it looks like when you use it directionally. That's it. You basically get 2 of the hex pieces, and I'll show you that closely, and you basically deploy the extendable whips. Okay, so whatever frequency you're on, you can run this from your tripod, and I recommend theirs. Theirs is really high quality. I'll show you in a moment. You spin this and you basically just work the direction you want to work, and it's directional. No kidding. But that doesn't mean you don't get to work places like, say, I don't know, 40 meters and 20 and maybe, UHF, VHF. Seriously, it'll do all of that. That's the most amazing part. You can take this antenna out on the road and you can work UHF, VHF, and HF in a box, all by itself. Shouldn't say a box, it's actually in a bag. So let me show you real quick what I'm talking about when I say the quality of construction and what you get, because this is really cool. Here is, first of all, the hex piece, okay? This is carbon fiber. This isn't gonna break down, you can drop it, it's not gonna hurt it, right? And it's easy. Look how easy this is to use. Tells you what to do. It's got right there. It's got the instructions. I'll show it with better lighting for you. All right. Maybe not. Hold on. Spin it around. There you go. Now you can see it vertical. See, vertical is over here. Okay. See where it says vertical over here. All right. And then you spin a little bit more. Okay. There's dipole. So that's where you hook the dipole up. Okay. There's your SO239. Right. And there's counterpoise. And there's your counterpoise. Right. Sorry, I said counterpoise. There's counterpoise. But anyway, here's how you hook it up. It gives you the full instructions right on the main head of how to do this, how to hook it up. It couldn't be easier. This is simply a brilliant product. Whoever came up with this is absolutely stellar. Okay, the pieces come wrapped together. So here is part of the 40 meter dipole element. Comes with your ground rod, so you can stick your ground, this is your stake, your ground stake in, and then you can either hook it up to the Hextana itself up here with the alligator clip, or put it into a tree. This is going to be great. You'll be able to hook it up through here, and then run it from there to your SO239. Coax goes right to your radio. This is brilliant. I mean, here's one leg, okay? This is for 30. Here's for 40, okay? So your 30 and 40 go, so if I were going to use this to add to the antenna, it's going to be an end fed, right? So one end connects to the Hextana base, one is an insulator. So I'm going to hook this up, and I'm going to just put it all together here. It's going to go out onto a tree or onto a mast or some other tall object, and then you're going to hook up your SO239 to it. It's brilliant. I mean, when I saw this, when I got this out of the box and I looked at it, I mean, I've seen canvas bags, right? I've seen plenty of people send me antennas in canvas bags. This is a good bag. Nothing wrong with the bag. But what stunned me was the quality of this tripod. Look at this thing. This is the nicest tripod I have ever used in ham radio, and I've used a ton of them. I really have. It has so many different ways to adjust it. It even comes, like, if you want to put this like on a wood deck, or maybe you want to put it maybe into the grass. These are pointed, but they're also rubberized, so they're not going to scuff things up. It's fully adjustable. It comes so you can wrap it all as one piece. I know it's an option for this antenna, and I think it's probably the most worthy option that you can get, not only for their antenna, but for just about any ham radio antenna there is. Now, when you get this, you get the full instructions. It'll tell you how to hook up your Hextana piece, so you can basically use the head. You can adjust it to whichever direction you want to work. Say you want to work VHF. It'll work 2 meters like a dream. I mean, literally like a dream. It's cut already for you. You just throw it up in the tree. If you want to work 440, it's already cut for that. You can make that work too. If you want to work 20, 40, 17, 10, see 20, 40, no, wait, sorry, it's 20 through 10. You can do so. Optionally, you get the 30 and 40 kit, okay? That's this. Okay, so here's the 30 and 40 kit. But what's great is this is fully QRO. Full QRO kit. It also comes with a couple of large whips. So this is similar to the MFJ 1979 in some way, very similar to it, okay? Fully extendable. There's 2 of them. And this can connect either to the Hextana right here, okay? Or you can hook it up directly to the tripod. Either way, it will work. But this is fully extendable, and this is how you tune it. So essentially, the length of this is going to help to determine your SWR on the frequency. So you want to work 20, you work 20 by adjusting this until your SWR is good. It doesn't take long to adjust it, and it works to full 1500 watts. The Hextana by Alpha Antennas, brand new, literally brand new. And everything was so well thought out on this product that I mean, I don't like tough antenna products now because it's tough for me to do them physically. This one's simple. Banging stuff. Sorry, I don't mean to bang the mic. But the point is, I wanted to show you the quality. This isn't going to fall apart. This is going to last in your bag. You're going to go bag with a, say, I don't know, an ICOM 705 or even a 7300. You're using a portable amplifier maybe. I mean, it'll run full power. So this is really a heck of a antenna system. But what I love about it is it's literally VHF, UHF, and HF in a bag. And it's like their loop, but if you buy it with the with the HF directional kit. So its look is going to look different. Its look is going to be like this if you get the directional kit. Okay. You're going to have this. Okay. And it's going to come out just like this. As you turn it, similar to any Yagi antenna, it's going to be directional. One's going to be a little bit smaller than the other because remember, the reflector is always the larger element. The director is the smaller one. So larger reflector, smaller director, but it's going to work directionally for you on the HF bands, and it's portable. And like, you buy this thing and you can get it from Alpha Antennas right now. And I know they're not held up on it. I know they have product in stock. If you want to get a hold of them, find them at alphaantennas.com. They are this thing is going to be brilliant, and we're going to use it on the show for CQ calling, and we're going to do full testing on the Yaesu FT991A. So we'll go UHF, we'll go HF, we'll test it on the HF bands, and we'll put some power into it. We'll run it with the Ameritron AL 1306. So we'll have some fun with that. This overall, what I love about this is like a brick, not heavy, but well built. Does that make sense? It's not going to fall apart. Plus, it tells you exactly where you put all the components. I think this is brilliant. Alpha Antenna's new Hextana. Find it online. I'll have in the description section below a link so you can get a hold of them. It's really cool. Really cool. I mean, you got your stakes, and they're already, what's cool is they've already connected them to you. See, this is already connected. Beautiful. This is so well thought out. You know, Steve Deans and his team there really put some time together to think on what they wanted to do when they built this product. This is their latest product that they've come out with. They've made some great antennas in the past. This one may be the pinnacle of Alpha Antennas. So pretty good. Anyway, we're going to go ahead. We're going to get to your final goodbye and your final comments, I should say. With Cliff Bolts from Virginia, Whiskey Delta 4, Oscar Bravo Papa. Welcome. I hope you and the family are well, Cliff. Thank you. Yep. And Jeff, isn't that funny? November 4, Papa Oscar Delta, ladder questions. Yeah. There's tons of questions about drills, ladders, saws, but the UK, they want you to be safe, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Things we take for granted. Jeff says tend to get in fights with ladders. Me too. Understand that. So this is, again, that was the Alpha Antennas Hextana. I'll have the description below in it. This is, if it doesn't work, I'll tell you. I'll put it that way. Everything is electrically there. The instructions are easy to understand, but that is the very best tripod I have ever seen for ham radio. And I've seen other manufacturers before. Nothing like this. This is just beautiful. Alpha Antennas. We'll talk about it more in the coming days because we're going to be testing it for both HF, UHF, and VHF, right? Any questions? We'll get to you before we go, and we'll spend a little bit of time. Why not? Why not? So this is already show 248. So we got one more to do, and then we'll do 250. And 250 will be about how I did all 3 license classes in one sitting. And I want to really let you know. I don't want you guys, I am not bragging to do that. Not. First thing I said is I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength when I pass that test. That's a fact. And that's what's on my QRZ page. That's what I did. However, I studied really hard, and I will give you some tips on how you can get past those license exams because we want you to license up. We do. It's fun to be in ham radio, and it's even more fun to have more frequencies. Don't get comfortable if you're not already at the top level. Don't, because you deserve better than that. You've already studied really hard, and you can do so much more. Trust me, you can do so much more. I'll give you the ways, at least that I did it, to help me, and I hope that they will help you. It's ways that you can get better. And believe me, anybody that tells you that you're not an extra because you didn't learn 20 words or 25 words of code is not right. You're just not right. Just because they did code and you didn't doesn't make you not an extra. Just like maybe they don't do FT8, but you can. Doesn't mean they really aren't an extra because they can't do FT8. They're methods of communication, period. That's it. Okay? So we'll go over that on show 250. I need to find out when we're going to do that, though, because there's still some medical appointments. We still don't know the condition of my brother, so we're waiting on that. And this show was kind of crammed in to get done. So thanks. All right. No questions, no comments, no nothing. That I'm out of here. I'll give you a good sign off though. This is from Los Angeles from 1981. Year near and dear to my heart. That was the year I graduated high school. Also my first year in commercial broadcasting. It was a good year. And radio was just getting fun. That was when music started getting cool. So until next time, when we meet right here at the shack, that belongs to all of you because you helped make the computer possible. That's why we call it the World's Radio Show, by the way. We'd like you to please contact the local radio club, find out how by getting a hold of somebody nearby. And it could be someone that might be far away, but they can help you. Today, the Wireless Institute of Australia can be found at www.wia.org. If you would like to get a radio club near you, let them know where you are. They'll hook you up with a club close by. If you like to email the show, hit me up at cqhamradiolive@gmail.com. Help the show out by helping you get others licensed and licensed up. PayPal is proburbs356@me.com. All right, thanks a lot for coming. Dominica got the trivia question right today. A bad operator is also known in ham lingo as a lid. Congratulations to Ishmael, all the way in Dominica for getting that one right. Juliet 72, India, Mike, Sierra. Pretty darn cool. So there you go. We want to thank you for coming today. My name's Larry. My call sign's Kilo 7 Hotel November. God bless you from Oregon. Until next time, goodbye, everybody.
This is Channel 4, KNBC, the national broadcasting company in Los Angeles. Our transmitter is located on Mount Wilson, California, at an elevation of more than 6,170 feet. Until we return to the air with our first program tomorrow morning, speaking for the staff and management of KNBC, we wish you all a very pleasant good night.
What is going on here?